Hi, it's Dan from DV247, and today we're going to be looking at the Ampex ATR-102 as an effects plugin. It's a great mixdown deck and possibly my favorite plugin for just that, but also it's a brilliant effects tool for doing time-based delay effects such as slapback echo, but also for like phasing and flanging and chorusing as well. Now these effects were actually invented on tape machines, so it's good that UAD had picked up on that to incorporate in their amazing plugin. So first off, we've just got this guitar part, which is in the lead up to the main bridge of the song, and it sounds a little bit flat on its own. It's a nice sound. It's a nice little solo, but it's a kind of a build up to the actual main chorus. So let's just take a quick listen to it on its own. It's sounding a little bit weak, well, a little bit meek, shall we say, hiding back there. It's a dirty sound, but I kind of want to beef it up a bit more, and the ATR-102 is perfect for that. Now I'm going to use the tape as an effect, so it's a guitar. I don't need too many high frequencies, so I'm going to pull let's just close this a second. I'm going to pull the tape speed down to 3.75 inches per second. Now that means that the tape is running past the tape head a lot slower, meaning less tape is being used up, so less recording resolution. So that translates to kind of darker high end and a bit of a grainier sound. I'm also going to kind of hit the input of the tape a bit harder, bring the record level up so it actually starts to saturate the tape harder. And that you do that with the record knob there, and the reproduce head is your output level. So I'm going to put it in 3.75 inches per second. I'm going to use the 111 tape there. I'm going to use these calibration settings, but do have a little play around with them and see what works for you. And it's in a 1/4 inch head stack, which is all you can actually get below 15 inches per second. In 15 inches per second and above, you get different tape types, and then you can use 1/2 inch and 1 inch head blocks. That means much higher resolution, used for like mixing and mastering. But we're going to go more for an effect in this situation. So let's have a listen. So I brought the level of a record quite hot, so it should start to saturate the tape a bit more. The mid-range is pushing out now. Sounds quite nice. It's what I'm going for. So let's open up the nuts and bolts of the machine, and you'll see a lot of options for tweaking the calibration of the tape machine, the EQ, biasing, and all that sort of thing. It's not what we're going to be concerned with today. We're going to be looking at primarily the tape delay section and the wow and flutter section. So I'm going to turn the wow and flutter off. We will get to those. Turn these all the way down and turn the tape delay on, and we're faced with a few little windows here. You've got your wet and dry in percentages here, and also the delay time in milliseconds from how long you hear the original sound to how long you hear the delayed and affected sound. So let's just pull this right the way back to 0. And what we'll do is just bring it up gradually, and we're going to have a listen for tape slapback. So it sounds like it's in a hard-walled room or something, or on a PA field or something like that. So let's have a quick look. Let's bring it in. So it's not delayed at the moment, so let's do it in increments of 20. So let's have a listen at 20 milliseconds each side. Sounding a little bit like a bathroom or something like that. So let's take it up to 50, a bit more of an effect there. And let's bring it even higher. So let's take to 100. So now you can hear the sort of distance and how it slaps back. What we've got to mess with now is actually the percentage of wet and dry here. So at the moment we've got it 50-50, so the delayed sound is just as loud, and naturally that wouldn't really happen. So I'm actually going to up the dry quite high. I just want a little bit, I mean, into the mid sort of 90s, and then let's have a listen. Nice. You'll notice that I was moving the milliseconds of delay for both the left and right channels. Now you can actually affect the delay times for the left and right channels independently. So what that means is you can have great stereo delay effects. So I'm just going to bump this up to 120 and bump this up to 120 as well. But now I'm going to take each side down in little increments of 5. So hold down the shift key and you can now move them in increments of 1 and up this to increments of 5, and now listen to the stereo effect you get. Up the drive more. So that's a nice effect, and I quite like that. That's where I want it. But let's move on now to some of the other effects that you can use when you're not actually using the slapback side of things. So let's take this all the way down to 0, and you all the way down to 0 as well. Going to turn the tape delay off just for the time being. We're going to take a look now at the wow and flutter side of things. So wow is a kind of low frequency pitch oscillation. Think of it almost like a pitch oscillator, where it's happening very, very slowly. So let's just take a listen to what that's doing to the signal. So it sounds a little bit like a broken vinyl player. Really drunk. It's nice, it's kind of nostalgic. Flutter is a lot faster. It's the kind of higher frequency kind of pitch oscillator, as you were. But let's it's doing more than that. But just think of it like that, and it's a bit easier. So let's yeah, like an old broken cassette deck. Love it. Now, when you only start to affect a percentage of that signal with the wow flutter, as with the tape delay, you start to get some kind of nifty phasing and chorusing effects. So let's turn the delay back on and let's get it to 50-50. So if only half the signal is being affected by the machine, then the two signals start to rub against each other in pitch and oscillation. You start to get like chorusing and things like that. So let's take a quick listen to see if we can replicate that. Yeah. And now it wouldn't be chorus if it without a bit of stereo. So let's just move these up to sort of 5 and maybe 10, something like that. Let's just get a bit of a exaggerated chorus effect. Start to get a bit of flange. Now, tape flange is never as linear as like an effects pedal, but there's something a bit more magic about it. It sounds a little bit drunk, so you'd need to kind of tweak and have a little go. There's a lot of relationship in between these controllers and these controllers, and also the kind of tape formulas and things like that to kind of finely craft your sound. So spend a bit of time with it and get to know it.